How's it going?
Dem
Boys! Ladies and gentlemen, today is Monday. The 6th?
Yeah, because Sunday was the 5th, so we have fireworks on a Saturday, so kaboom!
Happy 4th of July to those who celebrated that, because some people are foreign and they don't celebrate 4th of July because it's not their holiday. But to those who did, happy 4th. Sports today. Let's talk.
NBA crazy, this is the time when you got baseball getting into that all-star stretch with baseball. Basketball gets excited because you got the soap opera of who's trading who's winning, who's losing, who's boozing.
Who's boozing? The Heat might be boozing actually.
Yeah,
from what I heard, but yeah, free agency. We got tons of names out there as far as who got signed, who's still yet to be signed. Just a couple of those. But as far as some crazy ones, the money. That's really what I want to talk about. At least just to start off.
I think everybody's on top of each other. I mean, I think also the money is it's locking in some loyalty. I think that's what brings loyalty now. It's not, you don't have the player anymore that wants to stick with someone and build it. They're going to build it if you're willing to build their financial portfolio. So in the 21st century, we got to look at that. You don't have your Karl Malones and your John Stocktons and your John Starks, and when I'm saying by those names, some of you don't have those ones that play for the love and the loyalty to the person that gave them the opportunity to do what they love at a professional level. That's just gone. You just got a generation of professional athletes now that feel they're entitled to this money because I'm that great and I'm in shape and I'm good. So it's changed, and so now franchising ownership are saying that they have to, do the Jerry Maguire. To keep them, if you want to build a playoff team, you got to keep somebody at least 5 years in their prime.
Yeah.
So, in order to do that, you got to be willing to pay them $8 to $10 million plus a year, which I think is ludicrous. I think that's just crazy. I could see
$20 million year contracts right now, 4 years, $8 million.
I could see 4 or 5 million. I get it because of wear and tear in the body and different things, and everyone doesn't get endorsements or Whopper size endorsements. Some may have endorsements on a local level. Endorsements are come in all sizes and packages. So I get that. Every athlete. If you have what you call not a superstar athlete, but a star athlete, you still want to keep them because you can't replace that.
You can't replace that, correct? But I mean, if you look at some of the contracts, at least I've seen, like a Drebko from the Celtics, the 6'9" small forward, making I think he was 3 years, $15 million a year. Sorry, $15 million. $5 million a year for someone who does not really play. Does that make sense? I know the money is going up next year.
Well, I mean,
but he doesn't play.
I think you rather have that quality on your shelf.
Okay.
And depth, and that brings the depth to your bench and experience. So you're paying for the stability, experience, and depth. I feel working. I think that bench warmer minimum is going out the door because the generation is changing.
Yeah.
And they're demanding more because they are legitimate professional athletes and they're a bench warmer for a reason because if you send them in, they're going to be able to do something. Produce. So that's why they're selected to the NBA.
Do you feel some of these top guys are getting kind of screwed out of their money by having a max contract? You can only make this much.
Well, definitely, because you got to look at the NBA. The people, as you and I have said before, the people who are the true winners and the owners. The franchises worth billions of dollars. So I think some of those who have really have stuck with the franchise and turnaround, I feel they are getting shammed out of their money, and they deserve it. Especially if they show consistency and stay with the franchise, you should reward that.
Correct.
And they've put years of wear and tear in their body. I think that does deserve some. You got to go past the max. I think they went past the max because the owners got greedy.
Correct. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying because, the NFL and NBA, they make billions of dollars. And if the franchise has been around long enough, its stock is high. I mean, you go through your highs and lows, but I don't see franchise owner that's hurt.
I
don't see
that's
Mark
very
Cuban
true.
hurting.
That's true. Mark Cuban's not hurting anytime
He's
soon.
a billionaire, not a millionaire.
Correct.
He's a billionaire.
It is, and at the same time, you gotta look at it as a business. And sometimes they've taken money away from players and said you need to restructure contracts, and now they're maybe saying, hey, we're gonna give you a little bit more money now that the TV contracts are coming in.
The other side, this is a challenge and encouragement to our professional athletes. If you have any business savvy or seek some, invest in something.
Not buy a camel like Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, right.
Buying a camel. Carmelo,
invest
come
in
on.
something, and I'm not just talking about start an AAU program. But I'm talking about invest in a legitimate business, invest in financial portfolio, invest in some stock. Do some study. It just don't just hire any fly-by-night financial advisor. Do your homework. Invest in your future.
Correct.
Juwan Howard in 13, 14 years, but he's got to be one. He's set.
He's set for life, and that's because he manages
Smart.
money well.
Yeah, smart man.
He didn't have high contracts. He did, but at the same time,
he took care of his money. He never. He's one of the few guys. Yeah, he struggled with his drinking, but he managed his money.
Correct.
And he went back to school.
Correct.
And he, got his undergrad, got his graduate degree, and so he did some things. And that is the difference. That's why I felt there for some of our young men, which that come from I think low income neighborhoods, there should be a mentor program in the NBA. Show some respect. Say, hey, we want to educate you, and not just fly by night. And you got so many sharks out there when it comes to all that big money.
Very true. Very true. Just to go over the names, names and numbers. We got Reggie Jackson going back to the Pistons for 5 years, $80 million.
I just think that's so Oklahoma don't they want to get him. I thought he was good fit in Oklahoma. I think he's more of a spike.
Detroit?
No, I thought he was.
Because he was playing. He was playing.
I thought he was a good fit in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how this is going to fit in with the other point forwards, post. He's a guard, but also he can play a 2 and a 3. You know what I mean? So I don't know. He fit in well. Some people think they're better when they are. If I was him, I would have been happy with my role at Oklahoma.
They have Brandon Jennings in the roster, right. So to sign him, they're going to do the whole 2-point guard type deal.
But
it's going to work.
Remember what I talked about? Remember what we talked about last show? If the players buy into it,
then
it'll work.
Correct.
If you buy into that concept, it will work. I thought $80 million for Reggie Jackson. I don't feel he proved himself yet.
Yeah, correct. That.
I think yes, he deserves a good quality contract. But
not that.
Yeah, I say he showed to earn a better quality contract than he was getting, but I thought that was just rolling the dice too soon.
Correct. And when he originally got traded to the Pistons, they were going to say, hey, they were probably going to lock him up, and they definitely did do that. Marcus Aldridge just signed 4 years, $80 million.
Spurs
to the Spurs. Yeah, has a.
That fits what they do. It fits their system. It's slow. It's not fast. It's not flashy. I think that's a great pick. Portland can run now. Portland can stretch the floor.
Sorry, Portland. Sorry, I think you said Spurs.
Yeah, so without Portland, Portland can stretch the floor.
And Robin Lopez is gone.
Right, and to the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Actually, the Knicks fans and Knicks
they appreciate it. It gives some defense.
Correct.
He will play defense.
Yeah.
And do what
he's
he got to do.
He's a scrappy guy.
Right, scrappy. He's nothing flashy, nothing dominant offensively, but you'll get some production out of him. So he is a proven
player. It makes me laugh a little bit. DeAndre Jordan to the Mavs for 4 years, $80 million. That max contract once again.
LaMarcus Aldridge CP3 happy.
Correct. Which CP3 got DeAndre out the way. Maybe they can get another center that can shoot free throws.
Well, that's unselfish.
But to have LaMarcus making $80 million and DeAndre Jordan making $80 million.
That's apple and oranges. At least LaMarcus can make some of his free throws. You got to give him credit for that.
No, DeAndre
LaMarcus has offensive moves.
Correct.
LaMarcus may not be as physical on defense as DeAndre Jordan, but LaMarcus has more upside than DeAndre Jordan. Period.
Fact. DeAndre is a younger guy. He's like 27 years old now. But at the same time, he said some things about he wants to be the best. Or Chandler Parsons said he wants to be the best center in the league.
You work on your game. He hasn't worked on his game.
Exactly.
I mean, show us differently. Right now, I'm calling you out.
Free throws.
And work on some offensive moves.
The reason he left.
Free throws and footwork. Offensive and some moves to the basket. Back to the basket, squaring up within 5 feet out. It's that, so, I mean, here's the thing is, I don't know, the season hasn't started yet, preseason, but are you going to do anything to add to your game?
Is he a number 1 or 2 option on that team, the Mavs team?
3.
He's third option behind Wesley Matthews, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, they got rid of Ellis. They got rid of Rondo.
You don't have to worry about running offense through him. He's the 3 option as in get some off weak side rebounds, put the ball back up.
Clippers didn't even run plays for him.
Huh?
Clippers did not run plays for him.
No, because you can't.
They said get boards and put the ball back up. You can do that.
Why is it with that?
DeAndre, I'm a fan of you, but at the same time,
get in the gym.
You're not a number 1 option. Okay?
No.
He's not.
No.
I
don't know what he's thinking.
Good. He should have signed with the Clippers, said, CP3, I am sorry for not shooting free throws. I'm sorry for everything. Please take me back because that's your best chance to win a championship.
It is.
That's his best chance to win a championship.
I think the Mavs would be in the mix, but I don't see them.
With this team, what Mark Cuban said, without these 2 signings, they would have tanked. Wesley Matthews and DeAndre Jordan. You think Wesley Matthews and DeAndre Jordan are going to turn your team around?
I said they'd be in the mix. I didn't say okay. I didn't say they'd be contenders.
They'd be in the mix. All right.
I said they'll hold their own.
In that tough West.
I mean, I would be shocked to ever see Mark Cuban tank.
No point guard.
Yeah.
No shoot. Okay, yet. But who do you think they're going to get? What options they have? They got Wesley Matthews at the 2. They got Chandler Parsons at the 3. They got Dirk Nowitzki at the 4 still. Then you got DeAndre Jordan locking down. Who's your point guard? Who's going to facilitate?
Well, I'm sure they'll come up with something. That's what D-League is for.
I guess. Rondo went to the Kings, left the Mavs 1 year.
Good.
$10 million,
I think that's awesome. Kings got all the great players that are all undisciplined. Good job.
It's going to be one of the most some people think George Karl's kind of sitting back saying, I don't really want to coach, but you guys gave me this boatload of money.
Right.
The Kings with that. Think about Darren Collison. Think about Darren Collison.
It's like a very, very undisciplined UNLV team. Without all the wins.
Correct.
Seriously. UNLV was undisciplined, but this is like double adjective.
Over the top. They have Rondo be on the same team as Cousins. Woo, that's not going to work. But it might. It might. But like I said, what about Darren Collison? What he just got there, signed that deal, and they gonna sign Rondo? Are they gonna do the 2 point guards?
Rondo's not trying to hear that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Rondo's not gonna buy into that system.
No, he's not making $10 million a year just to say Darren Collison, here's the ball.
Switch in and out with each other.
Nope, not happening.
I got 10 minutes, you got 10. I got first quarter, you got.
Yeah. D-Wade, 1 year, $20 million, made sense for him.
Yeah, retiring.
He's not retired anytime soon. He just said that. Come on, man. No,
you always say that when you need something. It is in sight, man. You just don't want the fans to get
He's 32 years old.
But you know how the mileage on those.
We're over here talking about LaMarcus Aldridge like he's the second coming, and he's 30, if not 31, about to be.
Yeah, but I'm saying Wade because he's just got a lot of struggles with the knees and stuff. So my concern is his health, not his ability.
Do you think he can change his game? Which he has kind of.
He has. He doesn't drive as much, only when needed. So if he would have did that more then, he would have had better knees.
Better knee.
He was just muscling everybody. He's like, exactly. Man, it's like, you should have got the jump shot earlier, man.
Yeah. Two contracts that I just want to bring out that did not make sense to me at all.
What was
that? Were the Tyson Chandler 4 years, $52 million. Now, I know we talked about this earlier, and you said it kind of makes sense because he earned it.
Right.
But at the same time, he's 33 years old, 34 years old.
He's a defensive. I don't know if he can still get up the court, but was he back in Phoenix?
He's back in Phoenix, yeah.
So they want to retire. That's where he originally
correct.
started. So it's a retirement plan. It's
nice.
Tribute. It's respect.
The Suns kind of have always been that running team. I know Tyson Chandler in his day could keep up.
Yeah, so We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say he can't run him down the court. He can't run him down the court as long. I know I can't. So I mean, as much as I would love to run, I love a running game.
Exactly.
It's good. It's exciting. It's good.
Yeah.
You give me 1, 2. I need a sub. You know, we talk about regulation court.
Exactly.
Yeah. You give me that 1, 2 times. Okay, so
that's what's going to happen. I mean, is it a good contract because they need that center, that presence? They had Brandon Wright. He blocked shots. He wasn't that. I mean, he didn't really. I don't know.
Oh, I think what it is. Tyson Chandler will bring more maturity to that center position and more direction.
Makes sense.
Brings a more stable identity to that position, and that helps younger players.
And Carroll from the Hawks went down guarding LeBron James. Everybody was like, what's actually his first name? It started with a D, and I'm like blanking out. Damari Carroll, and the LeBron stopper. 4 years.
He said LeBron stopper.
$60 million.
LeBron choker.
Right.
To me, it's mental in his head. He's too inconsistent for me. I like it. He has upside. He has the ability to do that. I just don't know how.
Is he worth 4 years, $60 million?
No, I don't see it.
He had one good year. He's been a journeyman his whole entire year. Career. Sorry,
career. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen it. So, to me, you get somebody that means they've been with the team like 4 years,
right?
At least.
The Raptors is just reaching, basically. I mean, but they do have, now blanking again. They do have shooting guard. DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan. They have Valanciunas. Valanciunas the center.
DeRozan, he's the truth. He's real good for them.
He's actually springing into something. He might turn out to be maybe like a Paul George. Maybe. LeBron James is inconsistent too, so they're kind of the same player. Quality to the Spurs, 5 years. What was it, 5 years, 8 million?
I mean, that's justified. I don't think anybody defensively, offensively.
Finals MVP.
Yeah, he came up the ranks. To me, he earned that money old-fashioned way.
This made sense.
Yeah.
This made sense to me. The Spurs did a good job. As a Heat fan, I was like, we needed to go in on them, but then we traded for Dragic and Luol Deng signed.
Right, and they kept Dragic, which is smart because now you can put Wade at the 2 and Dragic at the 1.
Mm-hmm. Which
you need more weight, offensive power, him shoot.
Absolutely.
Good matches for D Wade as a 2 as well. So.
Yes, true, very true. And then you have Greg Monroe going to the Bucks, 3 years, $50 million.
He said he wanted to go to a contender, so he's happy about it. East
Coast contender. East Coast contender, correct.
They may not get out the East.
He wasn't going to the Heat, which was originally before Whiteside emergence. He was actually talking about going to the Heat.
Right.
That didn't work. Other teams like the Knicks, he said he wanted to go to the Knicks.
Yeah, not a contender.
And that's the thing. I mean, the Knicks, is Carmelo and Phil Jackson, or is Carmelo hurting the Knicks?
I think it's more the Carmelo contract.
Okay.
Is hurting the Knicks. It eats up a lot of what you could do in other positions financially.
Mm-hmm.
So, a healthy Carmelo, no, doesn't hurt the Knicks as far as performance. No. He does give.
You think on the court, he makes the team better. He makes his teammates better.
I see it in his Spurs. I see when he wants to. You got. I'll be honest.
Okay.
When he feels like it,
he can actually.
He does have that ability,
but he doesn't feel like it often.
Right.
Okay. Understandable.
Excuse me. He make me sneeze. That's how much he don't feel like it.
Right.
Make me sick.
Yeah, so I mean, those are pretty much the main signings. You had your
$50 million for Greg. My thing is, do you think was that well earned? Coming from a losing franchise.
But look at his performance on losing franchise. Kevin Love came from a losing franchise, and they gave him money.
And he's staying.
As far as the post game, Greg Monroe has a much better post game than Kevin Love. Jump shot, Kevin Love cannot. But post game, Greg Monroe is one of the better big men in the league.
I agree.
Yeah. NBA talk. I mean, you got any trade actions going on? Talks, but
it's really nothing to look at until I think tonight because it's just been in mixing. So I think I saw a few interesting stuff, but I think it's the same stuff I'll double check my little thing here. But
Interesting. Just to switch up, home run derby about to be underway when the All-Star game happens. Obviously,
JJ Barea agrees with the Mavericks.
Good, because there's reports.
2-year deal, $5.6 million.
So yeah, I mean, we're in this point of free agency where.
So they just treated him like a hoe.
Well, I mean,
you need a guard though, like
I guess that's their point guard. That's their point guard right there.
David West agreed to terms with the Spurs.
What?
David West agrees to terms with the Spurs.
Interesting.
Marc Gasol and Grizzlies agreed to a 5-year, $110 million contract.
Yeah, that's actually sorry. That was the other one. Marc Gasol was a free agent, and he was expected to stay with the Grizzlies. Once he said no Knicks, that was pretty much Grizzlies.
Ginobili's coming back.
True. Ginobili as well. After they got Aldridge, they said, "Hey, come on back.
Yeah,
we have a chance."
Yeah, I get that. Help your boys out.
Like I said, sorry, Bryce Harper.
Baseball, right?
Yeah, Bryce Harper. he's not participating in the home run derby because his father actually.
Oh, the Wheaties, man. It's Stephen Curry.
There you go, Wheaties, Stephen Curry on Wheaties.
So Bryce Harper doesn't want.
He's not participating in the home run derby because his dad can't pitch.
That's spoiled brat.
Now his dad did get surgery, so I mean that's sorry for him. His shoulder got messed up, but you're not going to compete because your father can't throw you the ball. Come on, you have millions of fans. Bryce Harper, he broke the record for votes, and he doesn't want to show off for his fans.
That's selfish.
Very selfish. I do think it's selfish. But hey, who am I?
Let's go back to. I'm looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Harper, shame on you. Fans are counting on that. That's baseball. People look forward to that. Give the people what they want.
Exactly. Who else is? I mean, you, Miguel Cabrera, who's I believe hurt.
He can't.
Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols is 35 years old.
Right.
We're tired of seeing Albert Pujols at home runs. Give me Bryce Harper, Puig, because everybody wants to see Puig play.
Even though they don't like the team, don't like him.
Right. Give me Jose Abreu on the White Sox.
Right.
These guys knock balls out the park like it's nothing. And Bryce, come on, man. Mike Trout should be in.
Right. Now, what I was looking at, I thought LA got a good pickup. You said the Lou Williams and Brandon Bass.
Sorry, yeah.
Brandon Bass.
They did sign Brandon Bass? Lakers?
Yeah. And Roy Hibbert.
They traded for Roy, yeah. Sorry, they traded for Roy.
So those are the 3 they picked up.
They're taking his $15 million contract and giving the Pacers overseas players. That's basically what's going to happen.
That they have access to.
That they have access to. And so the assets haven't been worked out yet, but that's what's the deal. Yeah. So very interesting as far as what's going to go on to. That's quite embarrassing. Very interesting to see what's going to go on in Laker Town with Roy Hibbert and Kobe Bryant on the same team. Roy Hibbert, he's already had to do this with Andrew Bynum. He's already had to do this with Dwight Howard.
Andrew Bynum was a bum.
I'm sorry, but Dwight Howard is in the same boat as Andrew Bynum, and they're just hard-headed.
Dwight Howard is soft.
They're hard-headed. Kobe Bryant has 5 rings. Why aren't you listening to him?
Right. So, Dwight Howard is immature. And he got 8 baby mamas, so that shows
Terrible calling out the man's personal life.
Hey.
Right.
I mean, that just show you
where his head's at.
You don't listen to nobody.
Where his head's at, yeah.
I'm not putting that out there to say, they all are beautiful, and they all. But anyway, Andrew Bynum, he's from Missouri. He's a bum. Correct. I say that in the sense of I agree with you. You need to listen to somebody and get along with someone that's done it for you, and you do what it takes to win.
Well, he was on the Lakers, one of the best franchises of all time. I mean, all time in any sport.
And where was he before that?
Nowhere. He got picked up by, I believe he got picked up by the Lakers, but he went to Philly.
Right.
Philly. You gotta understand. I mean,
I'm disappointed. He doesn't finish consistently. He's either a threat because he's a
talking about Hibbert or Bynum.
Bynum.
Okay.
Both of them, though.
Both of them, yeah.
They
He's 7'2" and average 11 a game.
You're not. Man, you should be.
Exactly.
I don't get that.
Now he's lost weight, and so he can move a little bit better as far as Hibbert. But it's gonna be interesting because Kobe's had to deal with these people. He's had Shaq in the past. He knows what a big man's supposed to do.
These guys mentally. Here's the thing: people hate. What I dislike is nobody respects the mental and spiritual level and emotional level it takes to be where Kobe is, and even
correct.
Yeah, and so the thing is, everybody's personality, but the thing is, you don't understand. This is a person that takes this seriously. You know, there's two stories. They say there's times where Kobe never left the gym. He's in there shooting until like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Correct. That's crazy. People don't
understand that level.
Can actually like picture that. You know, like picture that he's in the gym the night to 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right, like
takes a couple breaks, but that's about it.
Yeah, a couple breaks, 9 o'clock at night, and he's in the gym.
Kobe said something interesting. He said, "What's more important to you, friends or titles?" And he was like, he goes, "Friends come and go, banners last forever." Anybody that makes that statement
is probably respected.
Exactly. He wants nothing more to win.
Friends don't necessarily respect you all the time.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel you know what I'm talking about in that concept of competing.
Okay. Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Friends are not going to respect. They're going to take what you do for granted.
Mm-hmm.
When we come in there and we do business, and you know I got your back because I'm capable of doing this every night because you know I work on it. So I'm expecting you to do your job and to do it well because I'm giving you and I'm doing it playing at this level consistently. It didn't say he's got to score 30 points a night. It's saying do what you do well and do it like this so we can have a winning record, opportunity to get to the playoff situation, and now we got a shot to contend for a title.
Correct.
And the thing is, it's not enough young men coming in to compete. They're coming in to make money.
Sure.
They're taking away to compete. They're not coming in with the hunger to compete for the game. They were hungry when they were in college to get the contract, but now it's questionable with some of them. Where's the love of the game? You can't. Here's the thing is, everyone says Kobe Bryant, and I'm even going back to AI. Obviously, they have a love for the game. Regardless of how much they're being paid, they love the game, and they want the game to have a certain respect to it because they're doing what they love.
Now, do they have that love because they're so good, or do they get that good because they have that love?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
They're good, but they even get even better what they could do because.
Now, somebody that I can, that can say on that is J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is one of the most talented people in the league.
But he hasn't put enough time in the gym.
Exactly.
I think he can be even more incredible for what he does. I think he's mediocre compared to his talent.
So exactly.
Because you could
J.R. Smith is one of the most. Yeah, he's 6'6". He can jump out the gym. He's
handle the ball a little bit.
He could defend. He doesn't do it consistently because he does not put the work in. Because he does not have that love for the game.
He enjoys playing.
Larry Bird.
Yeah, right.
Opposite. Doesn't have that much skill, but at the same time, love the game.
Love the game.
Yeah.
Do what you do. I mean, Magic Johnson put time in. Isaiah Thomas
wasn't that skilled.
Kevin McHale
was definitely not that skilled.
But
these guys are the top of the game because they love the game.
I mean,
what we're saying is, love the game and it's going to love you back.
The coach right now that was a player, Doc Rivers. Love the game.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Mark Jackson.
Phil Jackson.
Love the game.
Jump up and down, win 10. So he has more championships than almost fingers and toes.
Right? He's blinking dirt everywhere.
Exactly.
I don't, people, so the thing is, money cannot replace passion.
Correct.
That's one thing. Money can't buy or give somebody passion to compete. The thing here is, just on every level, the song remains the same. Somebody can be on the team, but you can't make them get in the gym and work in their game.
Mm-hmm.
That's something they have to want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I tell kids all the time at the high school level. Practice is not going to get it. You come to practice, that's not what's going to get you better. What's going to get you better is getting in this gym and putting up shots and working on things you need to work on to help your team.
Exactly.
Just coming to practice is not what makes you better. Putting in your time to improve your skills to what? To contribute to your franchise, or contribute to your program, or to your team. That's what's going to make a difference. And I think that's the toughest message to try to send young men and women today, just through the generation. And I'm not putting them down. I love the talent level.
Mm-hmm.
As time go on, you get bigger, stronger, faster. I love to see it. I'm excited about it. It helps the game that I love. But the thing is, got to work on your craft.
Correct.
And I think that here's what's the deteriorating part. You don't have enough professional athletes showing aspiring professional athletes that work on their craft. Mm-hmm. It's just not there how it used to be. I'm not saying you don't have any dedicated work, but it's not enough. It's just not there.
Yeah.
What's being promoted is get your money now, get your man sign contract, get your endorsement, kick rocks.
Kick rocks. Your Derek Jeters have kind of almost gone away.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's a workman. To me, he became an all-star player, a superstar, because he worked at his game.
Mm-hmm.
He worked at his position. He worked at fielding. He put the hours in on batting, hitting, and the art of learning how to place the ball and what to do. There were if you watch him play, there's situations where he wanted to put the ball.
Right. Another baseball guy, right. George Brett. George Brett freaking loved the game of baseball. You see Kansas fans how he played. He loved the game.
That's one thing I respect. Good batters is not because they hit home runs, it's because they know how to place the ball when situations go on the field. Mm-hmm. They know how to advance their players. If they're not always hitting for the gates, and that's what I think sometimes in this century everybody's looking for the long ball.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening is they get lost, and you gotta
that's
place
true.
the ball.
Exactly, that's so true.
You gotta put the ball there, place the ball, and advance and run into. It's not always going to be a home run.
I don't know if you know this, but there's shifting. Obviously, shifting the defense will shift, and last year, they've been more shifts than recent past 25 years.
Right.
Because people are thinking, hey, I just want to hit home runs, so I'm just going to pull the ball, hit home runs, pull the ball, and you have this whole side of the field open where if you just hit it, you get base hits, you get on base, and you do well. One is thinking.
Just turn your wrist and lay the bat out there and place it, man.
What Mark Teixeira is doing, a Yankee guy, he just all he does is he pulls. David Ortiz actually decided, hey, I'm going to hit the ball this way when they play me like that, and he did that and got on base doubles. He does it all the time. Now they don't do it.
I'm slapping like a backhand tennis shot.
There go that chair. That chair, right?
And I am not giving it up. But yeah, I mean, if people watch it, like I said, I'm a person. I love people that play at a high IQ at any sport. And you saw that in the World Cup with women.
Mm-hmm.
They came back with vengeance.
Oh my goodness!
I was shocked. I thought it was going to be a closer game.
Woo. That fourth goal?
But sometimes when you sometimes when your heart is broken the first time, you're not trying to feel that the second time.
Mm-hmm. No. And USA definitely. And it was only 2 goals. What was it, 4-2? 5. Oh, they actually scored 5 in the second? I didn't see. I was done with it. It was 4-1. 4-2, yeah.
There's no way they're coming back from 4-1.
Exactly, yeah. I was done with that. I mean, but at the same time, game's not over till it's over.
Over, exactly.
That's true.
So, I'll tell you, I say baseball is boring, but there's a high IQ and understanding that you have to have to be successful and to stay around in the major leagues. Not we're not talking about AA, AAA, but to stay around in that MLB, there's things you got to do consistently. So if you you got to, whether you're outfield or infield, you got to minimize your errors and field the ball properly and hit your spots in situations. Infield, same thing. You got to take care of the ball, minimize your errors.
Mm-hmm.
And then in batting, you just got be consistent and learn how to read pitchers, how to read the pitches, in what's going on. So there's a lot that goes on in that. Well, in that time of baseball, that baseball's not, I think, not given credit to. No, you're
one
right.
of the hardest sports. Yeah, it is. It is.
So that's the part when I coached it 3 summers in a row with Joe. That's the part I enjoy because it's not just get up there and hit the ball. It's okay. Well, you see, we got the situation. What are we going to try to do? And what we need to get done.
Yeah. And you work
every
on
time we on base, we're being aggressive. We're attacking the bases. We're trying to check the court. That's that was just 4th through 6th grade that I coached. But the thing was, you on base, we gotta make this the best out of it.
You move them over. You get them somehow over the score. Yes, yeah.
I didn't care if it was like the 9th slowest person on the team. They was stealing. They was running. We were doing hit runs and everything.
Point is, major leaguers don't do that right now. As far as situational hitting, and it's about home runs.
It's about home runs. And I think that's the fun part. That's what used to be fun to see the situations.
Yeah, but fans want home runs. But hey,
if you're a true fan of baseball, you appreciate situations.
And it's like if you're a true fan of the actual thing, you like a little bit more drawn out, a little bit more boring type, like a Pacquiao Mayweather fight. You know, if you're a boxing fan, that was amusing to you.
Right.
You like that, the defensive, work them out.
That's a real match.
Exactly.
That wasn't,
bow, home run, three ball. I mean, Steph Curry is
it's amazing.
I believe it's a fad though, like that 3 ball, that home.
I can't. I respect his level of play, but I can't stand it because it trickles all the way down to every level of play. So
you're not Steph Curry.
So what goes on? The same thing though. What goes on baseball trickles down all the way down to the little league.
Exactly. You got little kids catching the ball with one hand like you're Adam Jones.
For the gates all the time. So everybody's trying to make a phenomenal play in the field. It's like, you know what? The simple play, keep the ball in front of you, and make sure the runner's out. That's the all-star play to me. Right. Because you can do that, every time, the right way. That's how you become an all-star. Because the team can count on you.
Look at the Royals. I mean, the Royals don't have freaking home run players like that, but they're put in the dual situations, they're winning. Half their team got a freaking all-star group. Like, half their team.
Because they play team ball.
Guess who hits home runs? Yankees. Guess who's not an all-star? Yankees. Like, batting 200, hitting 20 home runs right now at this point of the season, or batting 300 to 330, not 5 to 10. Advancing runners doing that.
Ribbies.
They're actually both almost. Actually, I think Royals still in division, and Yankees they're up there. But
I mean, I'm not a Royals fan, but I think they're doing a great job of what I call basic skills baseball.
They're playing defense. They're pitching the ball, and they're pitching well. They're not. As far as I mean, they're not. They don't have any out.
Mama, they go that man again.
They're broken style. Yeah, Mom, there goes that man. Yeah, they're pitching well as far as the ERA isn't terrible. They're not walking people. Yankees have a freaking 5 ERA. They're walking everybody.
Well, it's a batting duel when you play them. Either they're hot or they're not. So that's what they're going with this year. I mean, to me, if you see the formula, they're going either we're going to be hot and we're going to out-pitch you, or you're going to beat us.
Yeah, 1-0.
Right.
Thank you very much. We got to get out of here.
Yeah,
My name is David Allen, I9 Sports.
K-Bath, Kansas Basketball Academy Foundation, and we got Kansas Sports. Coming soon. Actually,
let's say the date. What's our first tournament?
August 15th.
August 15th. Actually in Dodge.
I
don't think you guys. I don't know. Could be a listener in Dodge.
Yeah.
So
adult flag football, baby.
Flag football.
5-on-5.
Go ahead. Say your.
Next time, sweet wishes.
Have a great day.
All right. I probably wasn't in half of it when we.